Welcome back. Having introduced Islamic esotericism and the tariqah in the last segment, in this segment we'll discuss further the readings on the origin of the term Tasawwuf and Sufism's origins in the Sharia. I'll begin by saying that the term Sufism is an unfortunate translation of Tasawwuf. Its suffix ism gives the impression of a limited and closed rational system or mental construct, such as rationalism, existentialism, and so forth. The word came into German in the 19th century and then into English. But Sufism is not a closed philosophical system. It's an open path to God. It opens unto the unlimited. Tasawwuf is a better term, but the word Sufism is so famous in English now that we'll use it here. While there's not a consensus on the origins of the term Tasawwuf in Arabic, most scholars believe it comes either from the word suf, meaning wool, or safa, meaning purity, because the Sufis strove to live a life of spiritual purity, devoted to emulating the Prophet in his acts, thoughts, and in his character, and to embodying the teachings of the Qur'an. Suf, wool, is believed to be a reference to the simple wool cloth that the first Sufis, followers of the tariqah, chose to wear. They did so in response to the growing displays of wealth among many Muslims, especially after their encounter with the Persian Empire. In fact, when the Muslims captured Tisfun, the capital of the Persian Empire in Mesopotamia in 637 AD, it was the first time that they had seen such opulence as that displayed there. The Caliph Omar, who is the epitome of Islamic simplicity, wept when he saw a remarkable carpet that was woven with precious jewels and that had been distributed to the conquering Arabs. When asked why he wept, he said he feared for the future of Muslims, that when they see all this luxury and start to seek it for themselves, they'll make its quest the center of their lives and forget their Islam. Therefore, the early Sufis chose this simple wool cloak as a means of reminding other Muslims of the Qur'anic teachings against greed. In this and other matters, they acted as a conscience for the community. Concerning the designation of a person as a Sufi, the term Sufi is a noun that describes a person's activity, such as a pilot or a mountain climber. It describes someone by an activity they do. But in Arabic and Persian, the two classical languages of Islam, a person wouldn't say, I'm a Sufi, because a Sufi is a person who's really reached the end of the path, the truth at the center of the circle. It would be like saying, I'm a saint. A person on the path should rather say, I'm mutasawwif, a student of Sufism, or I practice Sufism, therefore showing a sense of humility and acknowledging the truth of his or her position as one who is practicing and learning. The origin of Sufism itself is firmly rooted in the Sharia, and as we discussed in the last segment, the Sharia encompasses Sufism, which in turn does not exist outside of it. There are groups, especially in America, that have borrowed elements from Sufism and may even call themselves Sufis, but since they don't practice Islam and follow the Sharia, they cannot really participate in this living tradition. Sufism makes full use of poetic imagery and storytelling to convey its messages. In this way, it has a wide appeal on a certain level. This concludes this segment on the origins of the word Tasawwuf and related concepts. In our next segment, we'll discuss the doctrine and method of Sufism.